What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. This is Crypto Takeover coming back with another video again for y'all this evening, and we are going to be taking a look at Bitcoin. We've been in a little bit of a consolidation area right now, and we're just going to dive on into the charts to see whether or not we could be experiencing some up or down. Have we found ourselves in a new downwards channel? Today we'll talk about that on this episode of the Crypto Takeover. So please stick around, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that way y'all can be updated, because I make a Bitcoin TA video every single day using Market Cipher. And with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the video. All right, welcome back, everyone. So we've been kind of laying off of the market just a tad bit because it seems that we had some consolidation here in the past couple of days and after this huge sell-off that we had. So we're going to dive on into the 30-minute real quick. See what's going on here. And y'all, thanks for everyone that's been tuning in lately. I really appreciate it. If y'all could at least share this video or give me a thumbs up or something, so that way I know that y'all are appreciative of the videos, and that would be awesome. And then I know that half the audience is not subscribed yet, so please subscribe, and that would make a big difference to me continuing doing videos like this every single day. So we can see on our 30-minute Cypher B, it does look like our money flow is starting to head back to the downside. We did have a nice little green upwards trajectory in the past couple of hours, but honestly, I did not want to trade this. It's just too choppy right now. What I would think is that we probably come back down, retest that money flow just a tad bit, then maybe make our way back to the upside. Now it does kind of look like we are putting in somewhat of a top here, and as we start to zoom out on the charts, I'll talk about it a little bit more. But I was doing some studying last night and researching, and it does kind of seem that we are putting in somewhat of a top. So we'll take a look here at our 1 hour, and I was kind of drawing some new trend lines last night too as well to see what we could find. So we have our Bart Simpson pattern that likes to appear on us here every so often, and that that's always fun to see Bitcoin do that too as well. But as far as on our 1 hour, we did start to trend below or above our 21 into our 50 and starting to get squeezed in between our 21 and our 100, where we will start to see a trajectory happen either up or down. And what I can see here is that we've been kind of bouncing back and forth here with our money flow. And right now, it does look like we are kind of topping out on our anchor waves. But as the money flow starts to move into the green, we could see another anchor wave being put in, and maybe a smaller trigger wave too, to send us back down to the downside. Take a look at our 2 hour here. 2 hour starting to finally trend above that 21 EMA, so that's good as well. Money flow here still looks like it wants to move to the upside. I mean, honestly, I feel like we could be set up for a long position here, but I don't think that we'll get very far in our long position. I feel like we've kind of run out of momentum here, and as we start to zoom out on the charts, I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about here. So as you can see, we're in another channel that I have drawn out, and the channel is slightly angled downward, so I just want to be wary of that and let everyone know that we could have been in a topped formation for Bitcoin as of right now. So just a heads up. Heikenausis are trending in an upwards trajectory as well. We are pushing in between that 200 right now and the 21. So we'll probably see a squeeze here, maybe continue back more to the upside, just possibility. And then let's take a look at our 4 hour here. 4 hour also looking like it wants to head to the upside. I just want to look at the 2 hour. Yeah, 2 hour, maybe an anchor wave that wants to be put in there, pushing back to the upside here on our 4 hour as well too, with our money flow looking like it's ready to turn into that greenish territory as well pretty soon. So what we really have to keep an eye on is our higher time frames. Our lower time frames are telling us that we still have a little bit more of a downwards trajectory. But as we start to move into those higher time frames, then we can take a look at it. Our lower time frames are looking like we still want to head to the upside just a tad bit, but maybe not too much based on some of the higher time frames, and we'll kind of look into that as well too. Hey y'all, if y'all are interested, I did send out a newsletter yesterday about one of our friends in the woo-woo space who gets into crypto, and her trajectory on 2020 and what we have coming for us in 2020 with crypto. So hopefully y'all enjoyed the newsletter. I plan to do a few more newsletters here and there throughout the months. But please get signed up for the weekly or the monthly newsletter. I'll probably disperse it out every other week or something like that. That way y'all can be updated with me. If y'all aren't Patreon members, and this is the second best thing to do. So first link down in the description box below. Also, I do giveaways here and there, and in order to qualify for the giveaways, you need to be signed up for the newsletter. So make sure y'all do that. It's free to do. Okay, and then we'll take a look here. So this is our 4-hour. 4-hour Heikinashis are starting to turn green, so that is a good sign that we could start to head back to the upside just a tad bit. Let's take a look at our 6-hour here. 6-hour starting to move to the upside as well. Trajectory with a bullish divergence happening here on Cypher B. So what I'm thinking is that we've had this rounded area here on Cypher B as well, and as you can see, it's been kind of just rounding its top here just a tad bit. So what I see money flow start to do is maybe come back up, maybe put in another anchor wave up here, and then have another little trigger wave to the top side too. So we could see another anchor, and then we could see a trigger to send us back down, and then that to send another anchor wave down to the bottom side, and then have our red money flow. So we could actually play off of this anchor and trigger wave here with our money flow heading to the downside, ready to cross that 0 point on our money flow too as well. So just a heads up, our money flow does look like it's kind of rounding here for the most part. And so that's really why I've been saying we have to be very careful about where we're at in the market right now. I know CF is kind of holding out right now just because he said it's very choppy waters too. So with what I'm going to give my calls and signals to my paid members group, we're going to have to be very careful, probably use some low leverage, nothing too crazy, probably nothing more than 5x, you know, and we'll have to, you know, play proper risk management through these next few plays that we happen to have. So, and we'll take a look at our 8-hour here. 8-hour also signifying the same thing, like we kind of are rounding our money flow here just a tad bit, maybe coming back up to put in another anchor trigger wave, and then send us back to the downside and get ready for that red money flow. So this is where I kind of feel like we're topping out, y'all. It does kind of look like a rounded top for the most part. So we just need to be kind of aware, maybe a little bit of a head and shoulders happening here pattern as well. It's a kind of a sloppy head and shoulders, but it still kind of signifies somewhat of a head and shoulders pattern as well. Just tad head and shoulders here, something like that. So we do need to be careful of this, and also just take into consideration that market is going to be very volatile for the next couple of days. So trending below our 21 EMA here on our 8-hour and our 50. Still trending below our 50 as well, getting squeezed between our 100 and our 50, and then we'll have to decide what market wants to do from there. But as you can see, I'm still thinking that we are going to head to the downside, maybe with a little bit more of a leg to the upside based on our lower time frames, like our 4-hour, maybe our 2-hour and 4-hour are looking like we could head to the upside just a tad bit based on our money flow that's kind of trending to the upside. And get ready for some of those anchor trigger waves to maybe play off of that too as well. But here on our 8-hour, we can see that our money flow is definitely rounding down to the bottom side. So guys, if y'all are interested, I do give private signals out. I have a Patreon group that y'all can become a part of. The Patreon group price will change in the near future. So please get signed up for that as soon as possible. You don't want to waste any time, because as soon as I change the price by the end of this month, my private signals group will be separate from the Patreon group as well. And that's mainly to incorporate to start letting people pay with cryptocurrency and maybe giving them a discount that way too as well. So right now, go ahead and get signed up for the Patreon group. You're getting a good deal right now. Is if you get signed up for the Patreon group, then you also become a Private Signals member through Discord as well. So go check that out. Second link in the description box below. And then also I have a free Telegram group that y'all can join if y'all are interested in that. And part of the Discord group is free. So go ahead and become a Discord member and get to know the interface a little bit better, because I have some of my Patreon members that don't know how to work Discord very well. So if you join the Discord server, try to get familiar with it, and then you can become a Patreon member, and I will give you access to the private signals group inside of Discord. And then here, let's take a look at our 12 hours. So we can see that our money flow is starting to round on our 8 hour as well too. 12 hour money flow is still kind of rounding just a tad bit. Maybe ready for another leg to the upside, anchor trigger wave, or maybe really just one more trigger wave to the upside and then send us back down on our 12 hour as well. So what we could possibly do, y'all, I know some of my other paid groups are maybe signaling for a little bit more of a leg up, but I will have to evaluate the market by myself to see whether or not it's going to be safe for a long or a short. And I will update my private signals group here in the near term future. So just be aware of that. I told them the other day that I was waiting for a consolidation, a couple of patterns to play out to see what decision we want to make here, because we are experiencing such high volatility. So as I start to zoom out on these higher time frames, you can see that I am getting in this channel that I was talking about as well too. Our light blue wave is our 50, and then our 21 getting squeezed here, and this other light blue wave is our 13 EMA as well. So kind of getting squeezed between those, whether or not we continue to have a false breakout to the upside and then back down, or if we just continue to come back up and retest this trend line at about 10,300. But as you can see, 10,500 was another top too. And if we go into our 1 day, we can see that same 10,500 area was a somewhat of a double top for us here in the consolidation area back in October. So we need to be wary of that and almost consider that market looks like it's wanting to sell back off. And I keep talking about this 200 daily EMA as well too, here on our daily at about 8,800. And I feel that during bull markets, or during our first start of bull markets, we need to come back down and retest that 200 daily EMA. So I still have that on the radar as well, that could be a retest before we decide to take off any further. And then as you can see here, this trend line that I have, which signifies basically the bigger trend, the macro trend for us as well. We can see that our halfway point is at about 7,800. Not to say that we will go that low. It does look like our EMAs are in an upward trajectory, so they will be a lot of support for us on our EMAs as well, possibly that 200 daily. But if we do start to trim below that 200 daily, we can definitely expect some lower numbers like 7,800 possibly as well, or in the high 7K areas. So we just need to be aware of that. Our daily money flow is starting to round off just a tad bit. So if we come back up and put in a trigger wave, we'll start to see these anchor waves start to round their tops as well too. We could see something like this happen, with almost maybe another trigger wave, another blue trigger wave to send us back down to the downside here. And then our money flow will start to continue to round off like this. But if we start to get some more anchor and trigger waves up here that will be lower highs on our daily, we need to take those in consideration. And it will not be left undiscovered, at least by us and my Patreon members as well too. I will be keeping them up to date, as well as my free Telegram group. I don't update it as much. Mostly it's just alerts to let y'all know what I'm doing for the channel, for the growth of the crypto takeover community. But at the same time, I will be updating y'all, especially on our 1 day here, because I feel like this is the most significant time frame that I really want to keep my eye on. So just stay tuned for that, and we'll kind of go into it a little bit more. Here on our 2 day, I think it's just really odd that we still had a sell signal here, but to not confuse anyone, I will go ahead and take that off right now, and we can come back to that. So if y'all are interested, some of those lower time frames are good scalping methods, especially with my whales buy sell signal setup. And I do show y'all how to get that set up in the Patreon group. It's a private video, so if y'all are interested in that, y'all can get signed up for the Patreon group as well. And then I also demonstrate how to set up these EMAs to where you don't have to have each moving average indicator on there, because TradingView only allows you to have so many indicators on the screen. I have a really nice code that was written up for us in one of my other paid groups that will allow you to put, I think, 5 different EMAs on the screen. So if y'all are interested in that, I plan to do a private video for my Patreon members also. Maybe after a couple of weeks or something, I'll send it out as a newsletter. So go ahead and get signed up for the newsletter as well, in case I decide to send that out to my newsletter people. If you are early or a subscriber, I did send out the private video on how to get the whales buy sell signal set up to my newsletter subscribers also. So they understand how that was set up. And yeah, just know that I will be keeping everyone up to date for the most part. Here in our 2 day, we did start to see this rounded area here, but I almost feel like we're not quite done. We're not quite out of the woods yet here on our 2 day. We started to have this rounded green money flow here that signifies the bulls just weren't strong enough. We didn't have enough money coming into the market to continue to push us to the upside. So what I would probably expect is probably this we have a huge deep cut here on our Cypher B anchor wave. We might come back down and put in one more trigger wave to send us back to the downside, and then create almost like a money flow that could be something like, not a huge money flow, but maybe a smaller red one to signify another trigger wave for us on our money flow. And I think that would be a more possible outcome for us here on our 2 day. I know CryptoFace was really bullish on the 2 day, but I feel that we're going to have to see a little bit more downwards potential here before we start to have a thicker and healthier money flow coming on into the new bull run, especially, right? And that support on our 2 day, I'm still looking at about maybe that 100 EMA or even that 50 EMA here, the light blue or the red EMA at about 85, somewhere around there. Our 21 EMA, we're still trending below it, but we are kind of getting support right now at our 13 EMA. Here on our 3 day, we have the same thing kind of playing out. Market's still not knowing what it wants to do just yet. I mean, we could come back down and do something like put in still more of a trigger wave here, and then send us back to the upside too as well, based on our Cypher B anchor wave. Could put in another trigger wave for us and then start to move back to the upside. So we'll just have to keep an eye on this. Once we get into some of these higher time frames, we can see that it's just going to be a high volatility area for us for the most part. So as y'all can see, I've also drawn out a new structure for us, or a new channel, because looks like we've had some dojis being put in here to signify possibly a reversal or possibly a top. So we just need to be aware of this right now and understand that market is maybe trying to tell us something, that we could be rounding our top here to have a little bit of a sell-off or a little bit of a retracement before we start to continue back to the upside. Our 4 day has put in a red dot too on our Cypher B wave, indicating that we will probably see a little bit more downwards potential if this does confirm in the next couple of days. Also on our 5 day, we have received another red dot as well. So it does kind of look like bears wanted to top this out. Market is indicating probably some selling pressure here in the next couple of days as well. So y'all, if y'all are interested, I use TradingView Pro Plus plan. Go ahead and get signed up using my affiliate link in the description box below. If y'all are using Market Cipher, I do go over a video on how to set up Market Cipher the way I have it set up in the Patreon group as well. But I would definitely recommend that you get the Pro Plus plan. It allows you to have 5 indicators on the screen, and like I said, I use a special code for my EMAs that I will do a private video about sooner or later. But it allows us to not have to pay a super high premium to get so many indicators on the screen. So Pro Plus plan is what I use, so that's just a heads up if y'all are interested in maybe upgrading or whatever. Ledger is doing a free giveaway right now. If you buy a Ledger Nano X, you get a free Ledger Nano S. If buying and hodling is your strategy, then I would definitely recommend cold storage. You can use the link in the description box below to help support the channel with your Ledger. Also, if y'all do want to leverage trade, it's not recommended, but y'all can get started using Bybit. Bybit is a great exchange to leverage trade on. The interface, you need to get used to it, so I encourage everyone to use the testnet first. And also, if you've never traded before, please use the testnet first. Do not deposit your BTC on the exchange, but use the fake BTC in the testnet. So get signed up with the link in the description box below, and then ask chat support how to access the testnet. It's a 2-step process, super simple. They'll help you step through it really quickly, and then you can test your algorithm out, test the trading signals or wherever you're getting your information from. If it's for me, test my trading signals out too, if you're part of the private Discord group as well. So y'all can get access, or y'all can make sure that you are becoming a profitable trader. You can understand the mechanics behind Bybit, how market fees work, how limit fees work, and all this and that. So if you are a U.S. citizen, Prime XBT is a great leverage exchange that y'all can use to trade Bitcoin, S&P 500, gold and silver, and other fiat currencies as well. I use the Brave browser to browse the web, so get signed up with the Brave browser now. It's made by the same people that made Mozilla Firefox, but this will probably be the next new browser to be used pretty much worldwide. I think it's going to have great potential, and I've already been earning BAT token by clicking on ads. As you can see up here, I've been earning BAT token the past couple of months, steadily accumulating those BAT tokens. So get signed up for the BAT browser. You can also tip your content creators using BAT token as well. You'll see a little BAT icon next to either the Twitter account or I think the YouTube video or something like that. CryptoTab browser is another great way to start mining Bitcoin if you're interested. Check that link in the description box below. It's basically just an easy way to start mining Bitcoin without the ASIC miner setup or anything like that. It just runs off of your home computer in the background or while you're just browsing the web or whatever. I have it running on 2 other computers, and it just mines Bitcoin for me as passive income basically. So check those links out in the description box below. And with that being said, we're going to jump into our 6-day. And our 6-day hasn't quite put in a red dot yet, but I would expect a red dot to be put in here on our 6-day pretty soon. Now, the reason our money flow is in the green, so we will kind of expect this to be held up just a tad bit. But you can see a nice little doji being put in here on our new trajectory to the upside as well too. And then on our weekly chart, we can see that we still haven't broke support here. So I redrew this channel because I feel that we did kind of top out somewhat here. And so we're really going to have to pay attention to this upwards channel at about 10,400-ish area to see if we can break through that or not. If we don't break through that, then I would definitely expect that we come back down to retest maybe this 7K area if our 8,800 area does not hold. So that's kind of what I'm looking for based on our Cypher B indicator. We should have plenty of money flow coming into the market over the next couple of months, possibly to send us back to the upside. But we can obviously make some nice plays, some nice swing trades off of that as well. And I'll be keeping my paid private signal group updated with that. What I decide and what my other groups are also deciding that would be a good play for us to get into. And with that being said, y'all, then we have our monthly time frame here. Oof, yo, this is interesting. Oh, that's our 2 month. This is our monthly here. I was like, wait, what's happening here? All these dojis being put in. So we have our monthly time frame here. Based on how this monthly time frame closes, that is yet to be determined. But if we do end up having a smaller body close here, then I would expect to see a little bit more of a resistance going on into March too as well. But that will be yet to be determined until the end of February. So we still have a few more, about a week until this candle body closes. So we'll see how next week turns out. It does kind of look like our mid time frames are looking for a sell-off here in the short term. So we'll keep an eye on that. I'll keep the private signals group updated as well. Thanks for joining in, y'all. Let's give a shout out to all my Patreon members real quick. Black Wagon, BTC Punisher, Coin Chris, Greg, Hayu Yur, Ayuk Un, Jonah, Justin Bryant, Conrad N, Mr. James A. Hunter, August Dogensoy, Paul A. Keller, Pike 379, Shane Stein, Unique Object. Thanks for being Patreon members, y'all. I really appreciate the support. Thanks for everyone else tuning into the channel. Please like, comment, subscribe, share this video with everyone that you know. And with that being said, CTO is signing out. I'll talk to y'all next time.